your family. You are called to be a brother, be strength in times of need. You are called to be a neighbor, see a friend in all you need. You are called to be a leader, to build community. You are called to be a prayer, living out the truth you see. You are called to be everything. You are called to be the glory here on earth, so all I see, all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. You are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be. We are called to be the kindness.
And so right here, right now, we are called to be who we are. We are called to be one with spirit, one with that divine intelligence that we know exists in, as, and through each of us. I know this truth today. I allow this divine essence of love, of purpose, of choice to flow through me and through each one here and each one listening. We come into recognition of who we are called to be and embrace our divine purpose, which is to show up as love, to be the unique expressions of spirit that we are. And so I simply affirm this for each one of us, that this is who we are, and that we embrace this today, we know this, we embody this, we live this, we celebrate this in divine accordance with the one mind, the one heart, the one love, the one spirit that brings us all here today in community. And so with deep gratitude, with deep grace and expectation of good and greater good for each one, I simply release this word into law, into that ever-present and living law that does unto us as we believe. And as we believe in this word spoken here today, it is already demonstrating in our lives. And so I invite you all to join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Hallelujah. So, great to see you all here. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, a vibrant community where love, joy, and inclusivity are at the heart of everything we do. Here we honor the unique journey of every soul, offering a place of healing, growth, and celebration. Together, we create an atmosphere of openness and love where every person is seen, valued, and accepted just as they are. My name is Lori Carlson, and I'm a licensed practitioner here at CSLM, and I'm very grateful to be here speaking to you today. Thank you for joining us. Great to see all your faces. If you're watching on the live stream, we are glad you are here as well. Make a comment, let us know you're there. Like us, share us, all that good stuff. And if you're here for your first time, we welcome you and invite you, and we have a visitor, we have a welcome packet that we hope you'll get, and we hope you'll sign up for our newsletter through Constant Contact in the back of the room. So we are very happy that you are all here to be a part of this journey of shared wisdom, light, and transformation. And we are not having a musician today, so you get to hear me DJ. And I'm going to be inviting you to come up and join me at the middle song and do a little sing-along. But that last song was Called to Be with Faith Rivera, I think it is. So the theme for 2025 is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. And the September theme is Transcendent Purpose. And so today I'm going to be talking about your divine purpose, Question mark? So we're going to be talking a little bit about what that is and how you come into a better understanding of it. But we are going to start the way we always start, which is with our Namaste practice, which is really a recognition of our purpose, because it is, I'm going to be talking about this, it is a recognition of the divinity within us and the recognition of the divinity within others. Namaste means the divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you. And so whenever we do this practice, I always like to remind you that it is a give and take. You see the divinity in the other person, but also allow yourself to be seen. Allow your own inner divinity to feel seen and to really embrace that, really internalize that. Try not to make it just be a rote, namaste, but try to really get in the feeling of what it is to recognize your own inner divinity and to recognize that in others. So I invite you to put your hands together, to turn to someone. You can either say namaste, or you can say the divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you, whatever moves you, and really say it and receive it. The divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within me. Within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. So, do you all feel seen? Do you all feel heard? Do you all recognize a little more the divinity within yourself? Because that's what I'm really going to be talking about today. Because your purpose, your divine purpose, is really, it's so simple. It's really just to know that truth. To really know that you are a unique expression of the divine. Because when you know that, when you come from that place, you can bring purpose to whatever you do. So that's okay, Laura, you can sit down. That's it, right? That's the whole story. But it's really, it's a practice, right? It's something we have to do work around. It's something we really have to learn to come to embody. Because it's not easy. Chris Carr, I know I'm going to have quotes. There's people that always tell me I have so many quotes. But Chris Carr says, your purpose is to discover and nurture who you really are. To know and love yourself at the deepest level, and to guide yourself back home when you lose your way. To really know yourself at the deepest level, right? And what is that deep level? That deep level is a recognition and an awareness that you are a spark of the divine. That you are a unique expression of the one. That's what we believe here, right? The one mind, the one spirit, the one source. But we are all unique in that. We are all unique expressions in that. And learning that, being aware of that, living from that place, and acknowledging it and bringing it into everything you do, that is our work. That is the spiritual journey. That is what we are here to do. Marianne Williamson says, the purpose of our lives is to give birth to the best which is within us. And what is the best that is within you if it's not your connection to the divine, right? That is that place where it is our best self, knowing that we are one with the divine, and that we get to show up as that. We get to express that. We get to embody that. That is the spiritual journey. So a lot of us think that our purpose is like our career or our vocation or how we show up in the world. And it is to some degree. You find purpose in those things. It's wonderful to have a purpose-filled life. But what I'm going to tell you today is that your divine purpose is what has to be at the source of all of that. You can find purpose in everything, in anything, if you remember the truth of who and what you are. If you remember that no matter what it is you do, you are doing it to bring love into the world. You are doing it to be a greater expression of spirit. And that's what we are here to do. That's what is ours to remember. That's that home we need to keep coming back to. And it's not easy. Look, we live in a world with a lot of distractions, with a lot of labels, with a lot of things that want to tell us that things outside of ourselves are what make us important or what give us our life's purpose. But guess what? How many examples are there out there of people who are quote-unquote success, who have done everything they ever intended to do, who have achieved all kinds of, some of them really good things in the world, and still feel empty inside, and still feel like they haven't fulfilled their purpose? I know that, I have done great things in the world, but I know that I've spent a lot of my life feeling purposeless. I always share here about my story of addiction. And so in those days, I didn't think I had a purpose. I didn't think I had a worth. How many of you here feel inconsequential? How many people think that if you weren't here, the world would be the same? Anybody? Well, I'm glad to hear that, because you are a unique expression and you are a necessary thread in the mosaic of life. But I didn't always know that. I don't know if everybody here always felt that way. Maybe it's just because you're here in this teaching. How many people didn't used to feel that way? Okay, there's the hands. I was going to say, wow, we're such an enlightened group. But we are, right? Because we know our divine purpose. We have done work, we have done study, we have done treatment, we have done meditation, we have done visioning, we have come into community, all those things that remind us of who we truly are. And they remind us that we are each uniquely valuable as that individual. The world would not be the same without you, without any one of you, without the unique gifts that you bring. Only you can do what you do. And whether it be on the grand stage of the world, or whether it be being kind to the person in front of you online at the grocery store, you are constantly in a point of choice and in a point of being able to make a difference in some small way. We here at the center believe in the ripple effect, right? That every little action creates a tsunami of good. So every time you choose to be kind, to be loving, to be gracious, to show up as spirit, you are creating that purpose. You are creating that energy of that vibration of love, and it goes out and affects everyone around you. So, I have lots of personal stories, right? So I'm going to tell some. So, most of you know that I have a daily affirmation practice. And so I write a daily affirmation, I share it with a lot of people, and I also get a lot of feedback from people who tell me I should send it on, I should do this, I should do that, I should get it out to a greater audience, I should put them in a book, I should do this. And that's all good and well. It's true that I would like to affect as many people as possible. But here's the thing. I listen to my inner voice. I listen to that place of inner guidance, that place of authentic self. And I have done a lot of work around this because I do want to be, a ripple in the world. I do want to affect a lot of people. But this is my truth. My truth is that right now I have the time and the ability to individually connect with each one of these people, to say, I'm sending you this with intention. And I may not always be able to do that. I may choose to do it on, some kind of general, grander way at some point. But for right now, what feels authentic to me is that I get to show each one of these people that they are seen, that they are remembered, and I get to touch them. And what a gift that is for me. And that is my purpose right now. It may change, like I said, but for right now, that is my divine purpose. And how do I know that? Because I listen. I listen to that inner voice. I listen to that intuitive wisdom. And I have been on the verge of doing it differently, and then it just, just doesn't feel quite right, you know? And I am very grateful that I have a sponsor who taught me to listen to my body, who taught me to listen to that. When I'm out of alignment, when I'm saying something that's not true or exactly true, or when I'm doing something, I'm heading in a direction that maybe isn't exactly right for me, my body tells me. And this is after many years of drowning and numbing my body's responses, right? I didn't used to listen, but now I do. Now I'm like, oh my God, this doesn't feel right. I better sit with this. I better not act. I better meditate a little more. I better talk to somebody. I better journal about this. I better pray on this. Because there's something about it that is out of alignment with my divine purpose. And that is what we get to do in this teaching, right? We get to recognize our life's purpose in a way that is in alignment with who we are. So Ernest Holmes says, so this month's guide for spiritual living is the Science of Mind magazine is awesome. There are so many great quotes and articles. I mean, everyone is good, but this one, if you don't have it, we still have a few more in the back. And so Ernest Holmes says, let us feel that our purposes are animated and inspired from on high. And then let us go forth and make our dreams come true in human experience. With an invisible intelligence to guide and an immutable law to direct, let us take our place in any legitimate activity and thus cause our dreams to come to full fruition. I just love that. You know, I just love that it's all about listening, right? About going within and listening to that guidance, listening to that voice that is ever available to us. But guess what? How do we hear it? What's Lori's mantra, guys? Daily practices. That's right. How do we hear that voice? How do we come into alignment? Through our daily practices, which create the channel, which allow us to better hear, which allow us to be aware when our body wants to tell us something, that allow us to hear the wisdom that we know in this teaching is ever available, but which often gets drowned out by all of life, by life itself, right? All of the to-do lists and all of the distractions and all of the things that are always going on that try to take us out of our divine purpose, that try to make us think that we have to be anything other than who we are. Because you, as your unique expression of spirit, you are divinely perfect, just as you are. When you embrace and embody that and listen for what is yours to do and then do it, you will always be in a place of being fulfilled because you are expressing spirit. And I'm not saying it's easy. I know there's a lot going on that does not feel like it's in divine flow. That is something that we struggle with, perhaps. But it always comes back to recognizing who you are and what you are here to do and to be. What you are here to do is to be who you are. But you have to know who that is. You have to tune in and really know who that is. So Joseph Campbell says, we're so engaged in doing things to achieve purposes of outer value that we forget that the inner value, the rapture that is associated with being alive, is what it's all about. The rapture of being alive. How many of you, when's the last time you felt the rapture of being alive? When's the last time that you didn't get distracted by all of the to-do lists and all the things going on and just really were present to the moment and embodied that rapture? Okay, I'll tell you. For me, it was like 2 Sundays ago, right? I mean, you know, I have those moments, but 2 Sundays ago when I spoke here, I had a day that was from the moment I woke up until I laid my head down on the pillow, full of purpose, full of those things that fill my heart. I woke up and did my daily affirmation. I went to my AA meeting. I came here and spoke and about love in the dark times. And then I challenged you all to do Treatment Express. So I got to do Treatment Express more than on any other Sunday. And we all know what I always say, right? Who benefits most when I treat? Me, my consciousness. So I got to spend all that time in the flow of prayer and in consciousness. And then we had this amazing social hour where we all got to be in community. And then on my drive home, if you remember, that was Overdose Awareness Day. And I was running an overdose awareness vigil at CIC where I work. And on the way home, I spoke to a woman who couldn't come, who had lost a family member. I stopped in the park. I was on the phone with her for an hour. I got back, started driving again. I got a prayer call. I stopped. I was in a prayer session. Then I got home. I went to see my sponsee and her daughter in the hospital, which always fills my heart to show up for them as love. And then I had another call from someone. And then I went early to the vigil to make space for someone who was speaking there, who had lost a family member and was feeling really emotional. So I went to hold space with her before she spoke. And then my planned speaker canceled at the last minute, so I was the speaker and the other speaker. So I got to share my story of addiction and even made the local newspaper. And then on the way home, I had yet another phone call. So by the time I got home and put my head on the pillow, I was just like, you know. But let me tell you, for me, that is the rapture. That is the rapture of living my purpose with every moment. Now, I'm not saying I get days like that all the time. You know, it's like sometimes there's moments of them throughout a day. You get a glimmer here and a glimmer there. But that day reminded me of who I am, reminded me of the purpose, my divine purpose, which allows me to transcend my loneliness, my losses, my history of addiction, all of the less than thoughts that go on in my head, because they do, all of that. When I'm in divine flow and I'm living my purpose, I transcend it all. So I had a day, a transcendent day, a day of rapture. And then, like Chris Ferraro spoke about last week, I took a day of self-care because radical self-care is really important. So the Monday after was Labor Day. Thank goodness I didn't have to work. And I spent the day in bed with the blinds drawn, watching comedy on my tablet. Because I recognize that to really be in the rapture, I have to be well. I have to be rested. I have to be good, right? You can't give from an empty cup. We say this all the time. So I have to fill my cup. And I knew if I saw what a beautiful day it was outside, I was going to want to go on my bike or go do something. And I was just like, no, Lori, you need to just totally let go of everything and decompress. And comedy does that for me. I have a laughter practice, and I make sure I laugh enough each day to elevate my endorphins and all that good stuff. So I just laid in bed all day and laughed. And it was awesome. But, you know, so it's just a reminder that when you're really in purpose, you also need to take care of yourself, because that is how you can show up as that, right? So I'm going to tell you another story. So I also actually that Sunday got to share a poem, and poetry is for me part of my purpose. I went to school, I went to college to be a writer, and then thought I was all that, and went off to New York City, and then got involved in the party life, and blah, 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 blah. Got lost in addiction, lost my sense of purpose, lost any sense of the dreams that I had. But guess what? It's never too late to come back to the truth of who you are. It's never too late to embrace and embody the things that bring you joy. Because to have a purposeful life, sometimes it's about doing those things that bring you joy, right? For me, writing poetry. For some people, it's music. For some people, it's art. For some people, it's cooking. For some people, it's gardening. Whatever it is that fills your soul, being of service, speaking here, sharing my story, all the things that bring you joy. Sometimes that's where you find your purpose, or where you find a purposeful life. But sometimes it's also those things that have hurt you. Sometimes it's also the losses, the despair, the frustration, the sadness. sometimes that becomes your purpose because you can reframe that and help bring that experience that you've had out to the world as a good, like Sandy Hook's promise, like people who start walks for cancer because they lost someone, so many examples of people who take something dark and something that's hurt them and that they've suffered and then turn it into good in the world. And that brings them purpose. So it's whatever fills you up, but all of it, whatever it is, whether it's a joyful thing or something that's difficult, whatever it is, it has to come from that knowing that whatever you do, you're doing it as love. You're doing it as an expression of spirit. And then when you do that, when you're really coming from that place, you can stop making comparisons. Like I said, I totally respect people who are out there on the world stage, doing TED Talks, writing books, affecting the world. I choose with my affirmation practice not to do that right now. But I would love to write poetry. I share poetry. I'm going to share a poem with you today, of course. But there's a voice in my head, I've shared this before, I call her Bertha, that tells me, oh my God, Lori, you're never going to be as good as, compare myself to Amanda Gorman or to John Rodell or to any of the classics, all the poets that I love and respect. If I stay in that mind, then I'm not creating anything and I'm not putting anything out there. But thankfully, because of this teaching, because I know that my divine purpose is to be authentically me and to show up as the expression of spirit that I am, I have taught myself to say to that voice, somebody needs to hear my voice. Somebody, maybe one person, I don't know, somebody will appreciate the way you put words together, Lori. Somebody will be moved by it. You don't have to be famous, you don't have to be out there, being poet laureate, although it would be nice. But I have to stay in alignment with my purpose, with my truth. And that is how you can actually embody and embrace and get rid of those doubts and those voices that try to tell you otherwise. To come back always to the truth, which is, right? You are a divine expression of spirit. You are uniquely valuable and nobody can do exactly what you can do. So I may not be Amanda Gorman, but nobody can do what I can do. So speaking about that, I'm going to share a poem with you. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it after the talk. Let me finish the few things that I wanted to say. So, I am so blessed and grateful that I now get to do this with my life. That I get to work in recovery. I work at CIC. I work in recovery. I get to speak here. I get to show up for people. But this was not always what I did, right? So I just want to remind everybody. I used to be a waitress at Friendly's. And I found purpose in that by trying to make every interaction I had with somebody be the best of their day. So I found, no matter what it is you do, when you're coming from a place of love, I just want to reiterate, you can make it purposeful. You can make it meaningful. I don't care if you're a garbage man. If you do it from a place of love, from a place of authentic self-expression, from a place of knowing who you are, and you bring that sense to everything you do, then that ripples out into the world. That ripples out with love. That's just the way it works, right? So I just want to remind everybody, there's no judgment about what it is you do. Whatever it is you do, whether it's caring for your family, whether it's showing up here, whether it's gardening, whatever it is you do, if you do it from that place of authentic self, if you do it from that place of divine love, then you are doing your divine purpose. You are fulfilling. And you know what? When you're in that place, the universe conspires to bring you that which will be fulfilling. I never could have imagined a Sunday like 2 weeks ago, or even today. I could never, 12 years ago before I got sober, I could never have imagined my life having meaning. I thought that people were better off without me. I thought the world would be better off without me. And I never had an inkling that I was valuable, and that I had meaning. And now in this teaching and in recovery, I get to be that person. And because I did the work, I did the daily practices, I do my journaling, I do my affirmations, I do my meditation, I do my treatment, I reach out to practitioners, all the things we're always talking about. Because I do them, the universe conspired to create for me a life that I now find very fulfilling. And I'm very blessed and grateful to have. And I know that that's possible and true for each one. No matter what the circumstances, no matter how much to-do lists and jobs you have that you may not love or whatever else, if you completely stay in your authenticity, if you go again and again to that place within and listen for the guidance, if you listen to your body, if you listen to spirit, and then make your choices based on that, without judgment. So yes, maybe I have to get up and go waitress at Friendly's every day, but I'm going to choose to do it with purpose and meaning. And then, because I proved to the universe that I would find purpose and meaning in whatever I did, the universe presented me with things that I love to do. And that's the way it works in this teaching. So I challenge you all to go out and do the work, whatever it is, whether it's forgiveness work, whether it's shadow work, whether it's treatment work, whether it's therapy, whether it's holistic work, whatever it is that you need to do to heal that which in you needs to be healed so that you can recognize your magnificence, so that you can recognize that you are a divine vessel of the one, and then be that. You know, there's a quote by Howard Thurman, I know it's been quoted here so many times, but it's so perfect. Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive, and then go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. It's so true. When you know that your divine purpose is just to be who you are, then do that. Do that and listen, because that voice, I promise you, that voice is there. It might get lost in all the hustle and bustle. It might get lost in all the fears and doubts, but that voice of intuitive wisdom, of divine guidance is there, and it is available. You just may have to do some work to connect with it. But that's what we're here for, right? To do the work, to connect with that divine source within us. Okay, so I'm going to end this talk with another quote from Ernest Holmes, just because, and then I'm going to do a poem. So, Ernest Holmes says, turn to the light within. Believe in yourself. Oh, how hard is that, right? I know that was always really hard for me. Believe in yourself. Have confidence in the high impulsions that come to you. Listen deeply to the divine nature that forever imparts itself to you. Listen deeply to the divine nature that forever imparts itself to you. Take a breath, and let's go out and do that today. Let's go out and connect with our divine purpose, and to know that that purpose is always there. So now I'm going to subject you to a poem. Okay, so this is called Purpose. I just wrote it for this service. I did not choose the breaking, but the breaking chose me. Cracked me open until light spilled through the places I once thought were only shadows. In recovery, I learned that strength is softer than I imagined. A hand held out, a prayer whispered, a choice made again and again to rise, to breathe, to love. Service became my compass. In giving, I remember who I am. I see my own story reflected in the eyes of others searching for hope. A hope they find in my survival. my triumph. And within me, Spirit whispers, this is your purpose, to walk with others in confidence, to speak your truth loud and clear, to shine your light ever more bright. My path is not a stage to conquer, but a river to flow with, sometimes rising, sometimes still. It carries me and my poems, my affirmations, my quiet offerings, and not so quiet presence into the hearts of those who need them. This is how I live my purpose, not in comparison, but in authenticity. Not in perfection, but in continuing progress, in being totally present to each moment. I am spirit in expression, recovering, remembering, serving, loving. And every step I take is taken on sacred ground as I walk it hand in hand, heart in heart, with the Divine One and with all of you. Thank you. So now we're going to have a song, and then we're going to come back and do a little meditative practice. So Vern, I'm going to invite you, some of you brave souls, to come up here. I don't want this empty stage since we don't have a live musician. Anybody want to come up and sing the refrain with me? It's just I Choose Love. Yay, come up. So this is I Choose Love by Sue Riley, and the sing-along part is very obvious. Yeah, look at this. Yay! Yay, we can all sway or something, but yeah. This is just for all of you so you're not staring at the blank windows. Okay.
We're not in it, actually.
Did we lose the bows?
Battery 90%.
There you go.
Love's always present. It's what I'm
Battery 90%.
Yeah, thank you, I do too. There we go, okay.
We are a part of each other.
We are a part of each other.
We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are
Good job.
Ah,
Full house.
yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, thank you. So great to be in community and to be singing together. We need to get a choir going here. So, okay, from that place of choosing love and that place of all feeling one and connected, I'm going to invite you to go within and to hear this guided meditation and to simply rest into that sense of purpose. Oh, okay, yeah, we're going to know love, choose love. So, I invite you to gently close your eyes if that's available to you. And allowing the outer world to just fade away a little bit, to soften, and to turn your awareness inward. Just take a breath, take a slow, deep breath in, into that place of inner divinity within you. And exhale out anything that stands in the way. Again, inhale peace and oneness with that divine place within you, and exhale anything that wants to make you feel separate. Let's feel ourselves arriving totally in this moment, right here, right now. In this breath, feel yourself totally supported by spirit, by community, by choosing love together. Just take a few breaths there, recognizing that inner divinity within. And then I invite you to imagine it as a light. See that light at the center of your heart, at the center of your being. It's a steady flame of the divine within you. Even as it may flicker and waver throughout the days, throughout life as it happens, it is always there. Your true self, your inner guidance. Allow your attention to just rest in that light. Feel it fill you up. Every cell in your being filled with this light of spirit. And then from this place of being full of light, of being so connected, I ask you to listen. Ask yourself silently, Spirit, what is mine to do? What is my purpose? My authentic self? Right here, right now. Guide me. Let's take a few breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. Listening. Gently asking the question, and then being open to hear the answer, to hear the guidance. It may come as words, it may come as an image, it may come as just a feeling of knowing that you are right where you're meant to be, right now. It may come in those glimmers, those little synchronicities, those little God shots, I like to call them, those little moments when Spirit makes itself known to you, when you are in alignment and when you are listening. So just listen. Listen to your body. Listen to that inner voice. And now imagine yourself fully living from that place of divine guidance. Every aspect of your day, trusting that you are being guided, that your words flow with the love that you are, that you are showing up in the world as your authentic self and as a gift and a blessing because you are in alignment with Spirit. Just take a few breaths and feel what that feels like. What does that feel like in your body? And just without judgment, just notice and be aware. And then as you live from this place of alignment, I want you to really breathe in a sense of fulfillment, a sense of satisfaction in living your divine purpose. Because when you are aligned with your Spirit's calling, your heart expands, your world opens, your life becomes one of rapture. Take a moment and feel that rapture of being alive. And then on the next breath, just anchor this vision, this feeling into that place within you that is connected to the divine. And know that you can come back here at any time. It is always available to you. And let's remember that your purpose is not out there. Your purpose is already here, right now, alive in you. It is you being uniquely you, in alignment with the divine being that you are. And so, when you are ready, gently bring your awareness back to this space, carrying with you the light of that inner divinity, carrying with you the alignment with your divine purpose and the deep peace and fulfillment that that brings. Is everybody back? Did you feel that? Did you connect with that place within you? You can do that anytime, guys. That place is always within you. It just takes, what is it, Lori's mantra? Daily practices. It just takes taking the time to breathe into it, to allow it, to embrace it, to do the work, to do the practices, to spend time in that place, recognizing that place. So, let's see. Okay, so I have some announcements. So that's the end of our service today. I have some announcements. I have a bunch of quotes I didn't read too. I just want to invite you all to Social Hour that has been sponsored by Jean Lee. And next week, we are going to have Reverend Dr. Karen Kushner as our speaker, and I will be facilitating, and our musician will be Andrew Dunn. So please come next week. It's going to be awesome. Also,
Lori, the offering?
oh, yes, thank you. Okay, so I got so lost in my divine purpose, I forgot that part of our purpose is to provide for our community. So I invite you to share your abundance with us. Thank you, Bill. So important. Yeah, share your abundance with us. Your part of your divine purpose is to show up in community and allow us to do our divine purpose, and we need your support to do that. So you can give in the basket, you can give on Venmo or PayPal, you can give by showing up at a service, by bringing new people, you can give by donating a social hour. I don't see the social hour schedule here. Okay, you can give by offering to be of service in so many ways. So just please reach out and let us know, and give generously. Give from that place of knowing that you are filled up by this center. And as you are filled up, it spills over to everyone else. So as you give, so you receive. That's right. So give abundantly. And I invite you all to repeat this affirmation with me. I give my gift with joyous abundance, knowing that it is my divine purpose to be me and to be part of this community. And so I lovingly give back, knowing that my abundance returns to me, multiplied in so many ways, and I am grateful. And so it is. Okay, so now it's time for announcements. Thank you, Bill. All right, so on Sunday, September 28th, we are having a community gathering. I will be speaking that Sunday, but then afterwards we are having a community gathering about our transition, about next steps. Please come. It's really important that you hear what's going on and that you share your voice with us. It is a potluck, so please bring food. We like food here. We have a Qigong meditation through movement starting again with Sharon Cheston, and this 6-week series starts October 9th through November 13th, 6 weeks on Thursday night from 6 to 7. You need to register on Breeze. Reverend Janice is doing a class called Revealing Wholeness. I've taken this class. It's really good. So I encourage all of you to take it. It is an accredited Science of Mind class. So anybody who is interested in pursuing practitionership or going on into greater service in CSL, this is a great class to take. There's a registration over there, there's a QR code. There are some Science of Mind magazines back there, like I said, and this month, oh my God, you really don't want to miss it. There is a whole great article with parts with questions you can ask yourself and things you can fill out. It's really good. So there are some issues back there, and you can leave the money. It's $11.95 back there.
It's done.
And we are once again having Healing Circle. Well, this isn't until October. So on the first Fridays, Gail Belliwardo is doing Healing Circle again. We had a hiatus for the summer, so just know that it's back. First Friday of every month. So it will be the first Friday in October. So with that, now we're done with the announcements, with the offering, with everything. So I'm going to close us out with a closing treatment, and then we're going to have Amy Steinberg singing Purpose. And if you want to dance along, sing along, clap along, you're welcome to. It's a very uplifted kind of song. So, but first, I invite you all to close your eyes and to hear these words as if they were your own. Because when you are in alignment with Spirit, they are. We are of one mind. And so right here, right now, I know for each one here, for each one listening, that we are in the flow of divine Spirit, that we are embracing our divine purpose and recognizing our authentic selves, that we support one another in this journey of self-expression, in this journey of aligning ourselves with our divine purpose and showing up as love in every aspect of our lives. That we embrace the opportunity to be of service and to learn and to grow and to deepen our consciousness and to recognize the unique expressions that we get to be with joy, with love, with the rapture of living. And so I simply affirm for each one that they take this message today, they take this time together in community and bring it out and ripple it out into the world so that we touch the world with love, with our authentic purpose, with our divine purpose, to be love, to show up as spirit in every possible way. And so I am grateful to affirm this for each one here, to see this in everyone, to know this truth, and to bless each one as we go forth into our days, into our lives, into the world, showing up authentically aligned with spirit. And so with deep gratitude and grace and expectation of good and greater good, I simply let this word go into law, knowing, trusting, and believing that it is already done. And so I simply let it go. And I invite you all to join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Hallelujah. And as always, I am available for Treatment Express. So anybody who would like treatment is welcome to come up and get an express treatment. Okay, Vern, take it away.
Been through the desert, walked in the ocean, climbed up a mountain, I've sang in the wind, I cried out in the moonlight, I drank that potion.
No, I just didn't know if it needs to be on the live stream.
I keep searching for an
Anybody want to come up and dance so the live stream isn't just an empty screen?
under my feet. What I know is every moment is a blessing.
All right. Yeah.
How about myself?
It's like a light, and beauty comes with every sunrise. Living is the purpose, living is the purpose, living is the purpose, living is the purpose of life.